Welcome back to Game 14. Today, I'm going to take things a little bit of a different route. I'm going to dive in to some prospect talk. I think a lot of you are going to know about the top Blue Jays prospects. Obviously, Ricky Tiedemann, Elvis Martinez, Addison Barger. But today, I want to talk about 5 different prospects in the Jays system that I think are fun, guys you need to know, and along those lines. Whether it's the fact that they'll be knocking on the door of the big leagues soon, or a name you'll be hearing in the future. Let's talk 5 fun Blue Jays prospects that aren't on the 40-man roster. Let's start with a guy who hit 29 home runs in 150 games last year from AA, AAA, as well as a great stint in the Arizona Fall League. Damiano Palani is a Venezuelan-born, Canadian-raised corner infielder who was drafted out of high school by the Jays in the 35th round in 2018 and once again in the 14th round in 2021. The main thing that stands out for him will be his ability to hit for extra bases. He finished 3rd in the Eastern League in doubles and was 4th in OPS before he moved up to Buffalo, where he went on to slug .554 in 20 games. The Arizona Fall League is a place where prospects go to increase their workload for guys like Ricky Tiedemann, who doesn't throw enough during the season. They want to stretch him out a little more, or sometimes teams want to get a deeper look at a player they might want to put on their 40-man roster. So they sent Palani there to compete against more top prospects, and he raked. He hit 6 home runs in 22 games and had a .941 OPS. The main distractors would be his strikeout rate, which sat around 28% last year, but he still has run a solid walk rate at every level. When we look at what Davis Schneider did last season, I think Palani has a solid chance of being that guy this year. And we should get some good looks at him in spring, as he was a non-roster invite to big league camp. The other guy who got an invite to camp is reliever Connor Cook. He was a data sleeper when it came to his selection in the 10th round of the 2021 draft out of Louisiana Lafayette, and has continued that by putting up huge strikeout numbers last season across 3 levels. The 24-year-old right-hander is a 3-pitch guy with a fastball kind of up to 97, plays really well because of the angle he throws it at. There's a great slider as well that produces most of his swing and miss, as well as a changeup. He mostly pitched in AAA last season, where he put up a strikeout rate of 41.1%. Obviously, it didn't happen at the big league levels, but that is the same strikeout rate that Aroldis Chapman had last season. Looking more at his 2023 numbers in AA, one of the first things you'll see is a 4.38 ERA, but it won't take you long to scroll right and see that he had a batting average of balls in play against of .473, which is ridiculous, showing that he was extremely unlucky. And another thing that would back that up was his xFIP of 198. Cook has great stuff, and building a team, it is great to have optionable relievers, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in a big league uniform this summer. When we talk about the future of Blue Jays prospects, some of the young guys we look at are the first rounders, Arjun Nimmala, Brandon Barriera, but we have 18-year-old outfielder Emanuel Bonia from the Dominican Republic. He signed for $4.1 million, which was the most the Jays had spent under the current system on a prospect. According to Fangraphs, he has a 70 grade future value in raw power. He's already a big kid at 6'1", 210, and had a solid first stint in pro ball where he hit .307 in the Dominican Summer League playing center field. He struck out too much to fly up prospect ranks this offseason at 24%, and the raw power didn't show much in games as he only hit 3 home runs in 50 games. And some scouts there said his swing often looked disconnected and his footwork often mistimed. But he just turned 18. The upside is insane for this kid, and we should get a much better idea of the type of player he is when he spends time with Dunedin. In the 6th round of last year's draft, the Jays selected outfielder Jace Boren out of Arkansas in what many in the industry thought was a steal. A guy who was at one point ranked in the top 50 prospects for the draft slid all the way to pick 184. During his junior year at Arkansas, he hit 16 metal bat home runs and had an OPS over 1,000, but still striking out once per game. It was really the same story when it came to his first stint of professional baseball, as Boren slugged .636 in 24 games in Dunedin while striking out once a game. He showed a great approach with a 20% walk rate, and with his age at that level, it's good for him to put up those dominant numbers. I think Boren's a fun player. I saw him dominate while he was at Arkansas, and now to see him translate that into pro ball will be very interesting. He was given a 50 power grade from Fangraphs, and we have seen that translate to games all over. He should spend most of his next season at Vancouver, where we'll see if that hit tool will continue to translate and carry him through the system. And finally, we have infield prospect Josh Covich. The 2022 second-round pick out of Oregon has put up great contact numbers over his 2 years in pro ball, and some say he might have the best contact tool in the minor leagues. Last year, Covich put up an 87% contact rate and a swinging strike rate at just 5.2%. He hit .284 in Vancouver last season with 38 walks and 41 strikeouts. He played at shortstop most of last season, but saw some time at third base as well, a spot that the scouts think is the better fit for him and the organization. Of his 95 hits last year, 76 of them were singles, which goes to show what the type of player he is. It'll be interesting to see if he can add some more power or just how far his contact tool can carry him throughout the system. But definitely a fun player to keep tabs on. If you made it through this far, I appreciate all of you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think of this style of video. And if you like it, we can definitely look at doing something similar when we get to the halfway point of the season. Love you guys. Gate 14 forever.